Hello beautiful, welcome back to Nat's Beautiful Life. Today I'm going to be doing the first half of my March wrap-up because if I wait until the end of the month the video will be so long because I, like you, probably have had to be home, and honestly a lot of the reading I've done has nothing to do with the quarantine, it's just the amount of reading I've done. Yay! But I have been doing not only, well, I wouldn't say contemporary books, but like books that are more modern and have been put out recently. But I've done a lot of classics this month and I have really enjoyed them. So I'm going to stop yapping about that. But if you are new to this channel, hello, my name is Natasha. I do videos on books, beauty, and bullet journaling, mostly books right now. And I am happy to take any video requests. I am trying to make the most of this time where I am mobile and walking around, but still can't go anywhere. If you would like, check out the links in the description box. Follow my Instagram and my Facebook. I've been doing some Facebook Live videos with not only book recommendations, but also just, hey, how you doing? And if you guys are interested in doing a book club, I do a book club always, and you can join that. It is linked down below. You can all be a part of it this month. We do meet live normally, but we will be meeting via Zoom, which is a meeting app, this month and probably next month, depending how this goes. So if you would like to do that, go ahead and get going. You've got a week. The book that we're reading is Becoming by Michelle Obama. And funny story, how we picked our books this year and last year is for our Christmas exchange. We normally will buy a book, a brand new book that we have not read yet, that we want to read, and we wrap them, and that is kind of like our gift exchange kind of thing for the year. And those books that we open, those are our books of the year. And so many people had mentioned that book that I was afraid we were going to have like 5 Becomings by Michelle Obama unwrapped, but it was only the one. But we do every kind of book. There's no one particular genre. We do nonfiction, there's a sci-fi in there, there's a fantasy in there, there's lots of sciencey things in there. We've got all kinds of stuff, and you can also find the list for the year on the Girls Night Out website or Facebook group that is linked down below. Okay, enough of that. All right, let's get into the books that I have read this month. And I'm going to just do the first 7 books because, like I said, there's going to be a lot. The first book was a classic, and it's a children's classic. It is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I have watched the movie with Shirley Temple, I don't know how many times, but I've never read the book until this month. And I don't know who I love more, Sarah Crew or Anne Shirley from Anne of Green Gables. I think I love them equally. They're great. This book's so good. I love her. She has a lot of stuff that kind of happens to her, but she is so good at just keeping her mind right, I guess is the best way to say. I really enjoyed this, and I love these editions. This is the Barnes & Noble like special edition, and I went a little crazy. I had the Anne of Green Gables one already, but I bought like a whole bunch, so I will have to do a March haul because I've been buying books like mad. I bought a bunch of these. Yeah, I highly recommend this one. It's great. If there is especially a little girl in your life, get this book for her. You won't regret it. Then I went into some more adult classics, and I went through the library, and I was a literary arts major, so I have read some classics in the past, and I know who I like and who I don't, and others that I just couldn't remember. Like I couldn't remember if I liked them or not, and then there were others that I was like, I never read these before. So I started out with kind of a focus on Shakespeare and stuff like that, but then when I took my American literature classes, I fell in love with that. and kind of switched my focus, even though I still was doing a lot of the British stuff, but yeah. Anyway, so one of the books that I read was The Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad, and then I also read The Secret Sharer by Joseph Conrad. I'm looking at my notes. I never read Joseph Conrad to my knowledge, and he is one of the first kind of psychological writers in kind of our history, I guess. I like The Secret Sharer better than The Heart of Darkness. Heart of Darkness, I don't want to tell you a lot of the things that I didn't like about it because it would be a spoiler. Heart of Darkness is a very famous book, and it's one that a lot of people have used to base their books and movies on. They used it kind of as a guide. I did not like it. The thing is like there was some man that they were trying to find, and they were like, yeah, he's just, you're like, what is so great about him? You like hear all these rumors, and then, yeah, I didn't like that one at all. I really didn't, and it had its moments, but it just, I could do without it. It was fine. The Secret Sharer, better. I liked, when the way it ended, I was like, yay, good job. But, there was like a castaway, or stowaway, and a ship's captain, and he kind of found him, and then kind of found this kinship with him, like you could be, like I could be you, you could be me, and there was no like love between them, but it was almost like an insta-love type of thing where he automatically just saw himself in the stowaway, and but it was good because he had to hide him, but it was like the captain's quarters, so you know, servants or whatever you would call them are doing things for him, and he's trying to hide him in the same room that these people are in. So it was a lot better for me. I did enjoy that one, but yeah. Alright, so the next book I read was The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. I know I have read Hemingway, I just couldn't remember if it was like a favorite of mine. But I read this book, and this is like some of his like beloved characters are in this book, and the very like it takes over 100 pages for anything to actually happen, and it is for like 120 pages of people just having conversations and just showing up and going out and coming to his home, and there's no like background given other than you know that they've been in a war, and it's after World War I, I believe, and they're like trying to come back from the things that they faced during that. But if I didn't know that, like I would just be so confused. And I only knew that because of the back of the book, the blurb. It was talking about that. Once stuff started happening, sure, I enjoyed it. I wanted to see what was happening. It's not a very long book, but still, over 100 pages before anything happened. So I'm going to have to put my thoughts on Hemingway on hold and say I'm gonna have to read maybe a couple more to see if it's just my jam. Because like I said, once it started going, it was going, and it was interesting, and I was wanting to find out what happened. But these characters were very flawed. I would tell you, if you like some flawed characters who are sympathetic, like you felt bad for them, and that's not normally my jam. As far as like when I have a flawed character, a really bad character, it's either like that villain thing where you're like, oh, why did you become a villain? Or it's like, seriously, you're trash. And I didn't have that kind of thing. It was just like, what happened to these people? So in that, it was interesting. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. Then I went back to normal, and I did Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson, and this is the third and final book in the Truly Devious trilogy. And yeah, I thought this was a great wrap up. I really enjoyed it. The thing that's truly devious is, oh, also what's kind of funny is I've been reading all these classics, and this is a dual timeline. It's the 30s and the present, which I thought was kind of funny. But everybody just gushed over Truly Devious, the first book, like so much that when I read it, I was kind of let down because I was expecting so much more, and I liked it and I continued with it, but I was like, why are people losing their minds over this book? But anyway, I read the second book and it was even better, and a lot of people had said it was even better than the first. They were right. And there was such a cliffhanger going on with that. And yeah, I think this wrapped up well, and I do recommend this. If you are, a lot of YA mysteries are not that good. This one's pretty intriguing, so I did enjoy that one. And then I moved on to another classic. I can't believe I never read Invasion of the Body Snatchers by Jack Finney. Classic sci-fi. The one I'm seeing here, alright, I think it first came out, it says copyright 54, 55, and 78. So apparently these got released in different, like some things might have changed. I don't know. All I know is if you like sci-fi, pick this up. It is good sci-fi. I mean, there are parts of it that were kind of I mean, I wouldn't say like, it's not like edge of your seat, like I'm gonna die kind of thing, like, but it's so intense and so involved, and you're like reading here just wondering who, what, when, where. Like Ryan walked in and was like saying stuff, and I was almost like, just stop talking. I can't breathe right now. Like I can't focus on this and you, okay? Only one, and I choose this. And you know, so it's really good sci-fi that has stood the test of time. I mean, if it came out in 54 or if it came out in 78, I don't know. I should really know that. I'm gonna go look that up and I'll put it on the screen. But this is so good, yeah. And when I was done with this, oh, by the way, they noticed that people in their community are starting to change and be different. They're like, they're exactly the same, but they're not. And then this doctor has to figure out what's going on. It's suspenseful, it's a thriller, it's good. Yeah. If you like sci-fi and you've never read this, pick it up. I highly recommend. I was totally in the sci-fi mood after this, and this is the last book that we'll talk about. Oh my word. It's been on my shelf forever. I found the receipt. It was May 2018 when I bought this. I don't know why I have left it on my shelf for so long, because everyone who's read this book has said this is the best thing you will ever read. And so I picked it up. It's one of my 12 to read in 20. Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Oh, guys, I don't want to give you spoilers. I was spoiled right away by someone about one little thing, which is not a big deal if you get spoiled for it, but I'm not going to spoil you. But there's a time where humanity is wanting to terraform other planets, make them inhabitable, just in case something happens to the Earth, or they just want to expand. And so this happens. However, the monkeys that were supposed to come to the planet, they did not make it. And so what was supposed to happen through genetics and a virus, like a biovirus that was supposed to help make the monkeys smarter, faster, and they weren't supposed to go any further than being monkeys. They were just supposed to be monkeys that helped set up this planet. They died. And so that virus attached itself to another life form. And oh, I was expecting, so that I don't spoil you, I'm gonna think in the vein of like or Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Like, I'm expecting something like that, and it's not tomatoes, it is an animal. But like that kind of thing. But no, these are very intelligent creatures that have put this planet together. And yeah, there's also, what's cool is that when you're following along, it is like 2,000 years later, and you are following the ancestors of these animals as they progress and grow. But you are following the same group of humans because they're on a spaceship and they keep going into like a cryo sleep type of thing and then waking up and things like that. So you're following these humans, the same group of humans the whole time, trying to get to this planet, and you're following the generations of the animals. That doesn't even scratch the surface of how well done this book is. And it's sciencey, but it's not so super sciencey that I don't think that, you know, someone who's not a rocket scientist couldn't read it. I enjoyed this so much. It was a pleasure to read, and I can't recommend it enough. If you love sci-fi at all, this will be your jam. And I'm telling you, these two were my sci-fi rockers of the world this month. So there we go. That is my first 7 books of the month, and then I'll do a wrap up of the rest of them at another time. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like any recommendation videos or anything like that. I think that I will do a recommendation video, just kind of going through my shelves and picking out some of my favorites, and then also maybe giving you some podcasts and movie or television show recommendations. Maybe I'll go through like genres and just do like certain videos with genres or something like that. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. All right, I'm done talking. Thank you guys again for watching. Stay safe, stay home, be well. Have a great day, gorgeous.